This presentation is based on information distributed by the Real Estate Safety Council and the Washington Association of REALTORS. It is not intended to scare you. Compared to other occupations, the business of real estate is relatively safe. But remember, the very nature of showing real estate can be risky for both men and women. You can reduce your exposure to assault by following some common sense safety tips we've compiled from crime victims and other real estate associations from across the country. In researching the hundreds of articles and news stories written about this subject, we found in nearly every assault that the victim could have done something to prevent the incident. Survivors tell us what they would have done differently if they were given another chance. These are things you can do on your own, even if your office does not have a formal safety program. In most cases, doing the following 3 things could have made a difference. Number 1, identify the person you're working with before you join him or her alone in a car or a house. Get a copy of their driver's license. Number 2, always carry your cell phone. Program 911 into speed dial, and don't hesitate to call for help. Number 3, trust your instincts. Of course, we do recommend that your office implement a formal safety program and to review that program and practice it often. The following are some of those recommendations and tips. One of the most important we can pass along to all real estate professionals is to know who you're dealing with. A would-be assailant does not like to be noticed or receive exposure, because then they know someone could pick him or her out of a police lineup. So know who your client is. There are some easy steps you can take to verify their identity. Meet them in the office. Ask for their driver's license and then scan it for your records. Your clients will be happy to comply. We freely show our driver's license to the clerk at the grocery store when we write a check, so we can expect identification from our client before we show them a home worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Get their car make and license number. It's easy to do, and it will assist police in catching a criminal or finding you if you're abducted. Introduce the prospect to someone in your office. Again, a criminal wants to go unnoticed, and this is just one more precaution you can take to determine if this is a criminal or a client. Complete a client ID form. You can download a sample ID form on our website. This is essential information for you and for family, coworkers, and the police in the event that something happens to you. Tell someone who you're with, where you're going, and when you'll be back. And whenever possible, make sure the client knows you have shared this information with someone. You are less likely to be attacked if the criminal knows you will be missed and he or she can be identified. Using the office itinerary form is a great way to communicate with the office staff. Again, if you do not have such a form in your office, you can download a template from our website. If your client is with you as you leave the office, make a show of sharing this information with someone. If something does happen to you, the information found on your itinerary form will assist police in finding you. Victims of crimes can be missing for days before coworkers begin to worry, unless we tell them when to expect us back. Keep a fully charged cell phone at your side. We suggest you program your emergency numbers into speed dial. These numbers should include 911, emergency road service, your office, your buddy, and your family numbers. You should carry your cell phone with you at all times. Try and call the office regularly to check in and let people know where you are. If possible, do it once an hour. If you have an emergency situation and call 911, stay on the line. Do not hang up. And this is important. Create and share a distress signal with people in the office, your family, colleagues, and friends. It is important to create and practice a distress signal because you may be in a situation where you think you might need help. You can use the phone, but the person you are with can overhear the conversation. You do not want to alarm him. This is where a prearranged distress code can help. For example, you're in your car with a client that's beginning to make you nervous. For one reason or another, you feel uneasy about the person. You do not want to be in an empty house with him or her. Call the office and tell someone where you're going and ask them to pull out the red file. In this case, red file is the prearranged distress code to have someone meet you at the site so you'll not be alone. You can make up your own distress code, but make one up today. Share it with your support group and practice it so those people know what to expect. This exercise can save your life. Let's talk about the buddy system. You need someone who you can call for that backup that we've been talking about. And in fairness, you should be a buddy for someone else. Realtor Claudia Vance was a good buddy to her friend and coworker. Claudia was a buddy to a young female salesperson who we will call Jane. Jane fell victim to a man who called himself Jack Martin, who said he was a nuclear physicist from Tennessee. He was, in fact, a convicted rapist. Martin met both women at the house. During the tour, Martin was able to separate them and attacked the younger with a stun gun. She didn't lose consciousness and struggled with her attacker. With Claudia's assistance and a lot of screaming, Martin fled the scene. The two noted the license number of his vehicle and called the police. When he was caught, police found an advertisement in the van with the young salesperson's photo circled in ink. Knowing that there are people out there like Jack Martin who stalk and prey on real estate people, let's be careful about the information we share with them. When you are marketing yourself, you should limit the amount of personal information you share. Here are some helpful hints. Use your cell phone number, not your home phone. Use your office address rather than your home address. Giving out too much of the wrong information can make you a target. Concentrate on your professional proficiency rather than personal information on websites, newspapers, resumes, and business cards. Be careful how much personal information you give verbally as well. Getting to know your client does not need to include personal information about your children, where you live, and who you live with. Be guarded with your personal information. This includes your social networking sites. Keep it professional. In your advertising, avoid glamour shots. Dress for safety. This advice is for all of us, male, female, young, and old. Look professional, but wear clothes that are comfortable and shoes you can run in. I bet you weren't thinking about that when you dressed this morning. Expensive jewelry can make you a target. We recommend that you save the flashy jewelry for formal occasions. Criminals will scout real estate representatives and homes for jewelry and items that are easy to sell. Thieves often work in teams, so don't flash the cash or wear diamonds when you're in the office or on the road. Our next set of recommendations concerns your car. You spend a lot of time in it, and this in itself exposes you to a greater likelihood of running out of gas, a mechanical failure, or an accident. Make sure you have a fully charged cell phone, tools, flares, first aid kit, and, as we mentioned, blankets and warm clothes in the trunk. Keep your car in good running condition. For driving safety and to comply with the law, purchase a hands-free phone kit for your car. Whenever possible, take separate cars. As you park your car, take in your surroundings and ask yourself, in an emergency, am I going to be able to run to my car and drive away? You won't be able to if you're blocked in. When you show a house by yourself, pay close attention to your instincts. Do not lead the way. It's too easy to be cornered or trapped in a room, basement, or attic. Have your client go ahead of you. You can comment on each room from the safety of the door. From there, you can flee more easily if you get a bad feeling about the situation. Arrive early and survey exits to establish escape routes from each level. Make sure all deadbolt locks are unlocked to facilitate a faster escape. Double-check the backyard to make sure you can get past the fence if necessary. When leaving the property, secure the house and check all windows and doors. Notify neighbors in advance, or if time permits, introduce yourself to the neighbors and let them know when you'll be showing a house. They will be more alert to unusual sounds, and you will have somewhere to run if you need help. There are special precautions when showing an open house. Remind sellers to put valuables in a safe, secure place. Do not leave your briefcase, purse, or laptop sitting on a counter. Keep your phone and your keys with you at all times. Call your office and your buddy often, and do not advertise the listing as vacant. Take one of your business cards with the date and time on the back and place it in the kitchen cupboard. When prospects begin arriving at the open house, jot down the physical description of each person. This will assist you in remembering names as well as having the information for future reference. And as always, be aware of suspicious behavior and your surroundings. Use your instincts. Sometimes danger is not easy to identify. Often victims of crimes will tell us they knew something was not right, but they went ahead anyway. You need to listen to your instincts, your gut feelings. It may be a brief hesitation, an unexplained fear, or apprehension. Whatever triggers your unease, listen to it, pause, and make a phone call. If you are in a dangerous situation, your first decision will be, do I run or do I fight? We can't advise you here, but we can share what law enforcement agencies have told us. If you yell fire, you'll get more attention than if you yell help. If you can escape, call 911 as soon as possible. And finally, take a self-defense training course to help you assess your reaction time and your ability to confront an assailant. All these safety tips are available to you in a downloadable PDF file. We recommend you read it and review it with your office. Each office has their own forms and procedures, and this video is intended to explore some options to talk about with your designated broker. Your office should know all of your contact phone numbers, your emergency contacts, and the make, model, and license number of the automobile you use in your business. And it would be good to have the name of your doctor and any special medical conditions or medications you want them to know about in case of an emergency. Our website has these forms for you to download, plus valuable links and resources. Please visit them soon. And thanks for watching. Let's all be safe out there.